All right.
And we're on. What's going on, everybody, here at Nerds Corner? I'm Nero Valentine.
Midnight Lupin.
Ultra Warrior.
We do have a fourth member, but they're not with us today right now. But hopefully they'll be joining us in like 20, 30 minutes when they get done with lunch. But topic today, as you can see across the bottom of your video, is original Dragon Ball series. So we're here to talk anime. Now, Dragon Ball, like the whole Dragon Ball universe is like huge. There's the manga, there's the anime, there's all the games that have been released.
Like Xenoverse is loaded into my Xbox over there.
I could have
Xenoverse. I'm gonna play it last night, but then the power went out and Comcast lost power, so the internet was gone for a while. That was the most annoying shit.
Hey, I was playing on Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and the new DLC just dropped, so...
What is it?
Super Saiyan God.
Nice.
Something that Xenoverse fucking needs. It's just such a calm transformation. I want to see it.
But, no, today we're going to just start off one of 5 episodes. We're going to be talking about the original Dragon Ball series. That is right. We are taking it all the way back to the beginning. Goku's a little kid. Bulma's
teenage.
Really self-absorbed.
Bulma's showing her bottom half to an old man in one of the episodes. Yeah, let's go.
And now it's to Goku first.
Yeah, she showed Goku her butt in the first episode.
Yep.
And then later on, to get a Dragon Ball, she flashed Master Roshi.
Yep.
Which was interesting, because Goku took off her panties.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Goku was a little pervert as a kid.
Yeah. Not on purpose.
No, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be asking just some kind of off-the-wall questions that you wouldn't really think of when you watch, the series. So, like, my first question that I have has to do with Korin.
Oh.
Well, Korin is commonly referred to as the god of martial arts because he's fucking immortal. He's like 800 years old when Dragon Ball starts. And then when Dragon Ball Z starts, he's even older than that. And then Super, he's older than that.
Yep.
But
Korin is the one who made the Senzu beans that everybody uses.
That they love to use.
Yeah, except for in Super.
If Korin is referred to as the god of martial arts, and this does kind of pull in a little bit to Super, but why doesn't Beerus ever mention him?
Why haven't we ever seen him fight either?
Exactly. If he's he does train Master Roshi. We do catch glimpses in one of the episodes of Master Roshi training with Korin.
Yeah.
You'd think that since he has you'd think that since he holds the title of a deity, that he'd be more out there rather than not. But what even would his power level be now that you think about it?
I say he's a 2.
You say he's a 2?
He's a 2.
He's a 2?
Because I don't ever think they really measured his power level at all.
They've never measured his power level.
If he supposedly is a deity, then he should have God Ki, shouldn't he?
He should. But now it's one of those things. Is he actual God? Or is it just a title that they've given him because he's really good at martial arts?
I think it's just a title.
It's probably just a title. I mean, when Goku first went down before he went to the Cell Games and powered up a bit, Korin was overwhelmed immediately by it.
Right.
If he was truly a deity, then he'd probably be like, oh, yeah, pretty cool, man.
That's nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know, even when he first met Goku, you could tell he was a little bit overwhelmed. You know, he didn't really know what Goku was at first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you'd think a
And
deity would be able to know.
he would know what's going on Earth. He would know what's going on everywhere. You know, you really never get to see him fight either. So you don't even know how good he really is because you see glimpses of the past of Master Roshi, not
And
the
past Master Roshi is definitely nowhere near the strength of current Master Roshi.
no current Master Roshi. He's God. I don't even know anymore because of Weapon Super.
He's able to be actually capable in the Tournament of Power.
Yeah. So if he was that old, how would he keep on getting stronger? But as you can see in Super, he kept on getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, Korn, on the other hand, you don't really know if that title means anything because you don't see him fight. You only see glimpses of the past.
Yeah, and he wasn't even a candidate for Goku to choose for the Tournament of Power.
No,
No, it wasn't. But that's one of the things. We don't know a whole lot about Korin.
you don't.
We know he created the Senzu beans, and we know he trained Master Roshi.
That's it.
And that's all we really know about him. There's a lot that we don't know about Korin that really should probably be addressed in, at some point, because Korin seems like a really, really dope ass character.
He does, but you barely see him as it is.
But when you do see it, like, if you ever look up, who created the Senzu beans or, anything about the Senzu beans, Korin made them.
Yep.
Like, how did he come up with it?
And why isn't he trying mass producing them too?
It takes a long time for them to grow.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but like what I mean is on a larger scale, making them in more than just where he does.
Because, like, I can answer that question.
I think it's because the Z fighters like to use them up too much.
It's not even that. It's not. If he was to mass produce them, he has the one pot that he uses. If you ever see the inside of Korin's tower, that open area is where Korin lives.
Yeah.
That whole thing right there is basically his house.
And you only see one pot full of Senzu beans.
He's got the one pot which grows the one plant that'll sprout. I think it sprouts 10 beans, and it takes like 2 years for one plant to sprout.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a long time for those beans to grow, and if he was to try to mass produce them, what would really be the point?
Mm-hmm. I don't mean to laugh, but I heard Galen's loud ass laugh. So I don't mean to laugh, but I heard Galen's loud laugh.
Oh, yeah. I was probably going to get kind of loud because they're outside doing yard work right now. But, no, like, it's one Senzu bean can keep a person full for like 10 days.
Yeah.
There's really no sense in mass producing them when one bean can hold someone over for that long.
It's crazy to think about. Just one tiny bean and you're good for 10 days.
And you get fully restored too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the other question I was wondering, what made Korn make the Senzu bean?
I see. That's a good question. Like, why did he make the Senzu beans? That's a really good question.
Yeah.
Like, did he stumble upon it, hundreds of years ago, or was it more of a, these guys seem like they're kind of getting their shit pushed in.
Yeah.
Let's give them a little bit of a hand, and kind of make these really cool beams that are going to heal them, and
Or did
let's just try this and see how it works. I mean, I
Or-
wonder how many times he had tried to make them before he found the right the right blend of different, like, how the fuck the bigger question is, how the fuck did he make them? Not why, but how.
yeah.
Like, does it use some kind of magic, or is it just something else entirely?
Or did the old before Kami gods of Earth give Korn the idea? Because you gotta remember, before Kami, there was 2 other god deities.
Because Kami came around the time of the world tournament.
Yep.
So that's when Kami ended up, showing up as the guardian of Earth.
And you didn't really meet the other 2.
Nope. You didn't, which kind of sucks because that like, honestly, that could be an entire series all its own.
Yep.
Take
It could be.
back before even Goku.
So like,
What if we
Dragon
had
Ball
like
Minus.
power levels of 10?
Like, kind of give a little bit more in depth as to who the hell is this Korn? Why is he like, how did it said that he came up with the senzu beans? How? Why? What significant force pushed him to have to make these beans
Decisions.
that restore you?
Yep. And like,
God, you remember?
the only time you get to see the 2 other deities is during the filler for Garlic Jr.
The Dead Zone.
Yep. No, the second one. Because you remember he had 2.
I don't remember the name of the fucking second one.
I can't even look on my phone.
Dead Zone or something.
Yeah, I think so. Where Kami has to go into some kind of space to find the sacred water.
But it's one of those, like, the story of Korn could be something that would probably get a lot of people's attention. I love Korn. He's a freaking awesome character. He's one of those kinds of characters. Yeah, he might be a background support character, not really prominent in very many episodes, but he's a very key character, because without Korn, there'd be no senzu beans.
Yeah.
Without senzu beans, well,
A lot of people would have died.
yeah, a lot of people.
Gohan would have been able to kick the shit out of Frieza.
Nope.
As his neck was fucking snapped.
Really been able to get over how bad Goku got his shit pushed in when facing off against Vegeta.
No, yeah.
Or even Piccolo.
Yeah, I mean, we are talking original Dragon Ball here.
Yep, King Piccolo.
And even Piccolo Jr.
Yeah,
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah, remember when the power level of 600 would have been
The
something?
highest.
It would have mattered.
And
And
I
then
look
Dragon
at
Ball Z came around, 1400.
shit.
his power level's over 9,000.
That is a common mistranslation. It is over 8,000.
8000.
I know.
It is 8,000.
He was literally so weak we could grow him. Hey, let's just grow a few Raditz. How do you fight those?
Cybermen. Fucking
Yeah.
sad when the main characters are weaker than Cybermen in Dragon Ball.
And the first one to die, sadly, was Yamcha. We got
In the
Cybermen.
most memed way ever.
Yep. It's like, oh yeah, I kicked its ass, and then, oh no, it attached me and blew up.
It attached to me, even though I should be stronger than it. I can't break free.
No, that's one of the things. Once a Cyberman's locked onto you, there's no
Yeah.
breaking that hold.
No.
The only reason why it ended up killing him is because he got caught off guard.
Yep.
I get the feeling that, like, I just want to see a Cyberman attached to a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan.
Probably attached and it would blow up, and Goku or Vegeta would probably just,
Eh.
Wow, I almost got Yamcha.
All right, moving on. Moving on. One of the things that I've noticed about OG Dragon Ball is something that I think is really, really kind of funny when it all boils down to like the overarching story of Dragon Ball Z, and not really the overarching story, but like one of the connections, Goku and Krillin. And one of the things that I wanted to see if you guys kind of thought is when they were kids, Goku might have been stronger than Krillin, but Krillin was always smarter.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Always outsmarting Goku somehow. And I was just like, so he might not be physically smart, but his brain's smart as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Or strong as shit. Because he's a really smart character.
Physically smart.
Like you look at all the times throughout the series when Krillin ends up getting, underestimated. Dragon Ball, not Z or anything, but just in Dragon Ball. You look at when he gets underestimated, like what ends up happening is
He wins.
well, it's how he wins. He uses his head. He thinks. He doesn't just go at something with brute strength like Goku does, like Tien does.
Like everyone does, basically.
I mean, Chaozu usually just blows himself up along with his opponent.
He thinks. He uses his freaking brain.
Yeah.
Like when they were doing the milk crate test. Look what the fuck Krillin did. You guys remember what he did?
It's been so fucking long.
It has been
He made
so long.
Goku carry his crate for a while.
Oh yeah, I remember that now.
Goku was strong enough; he could do it with no problem. And then when they got closer to getting back, Krillin walked over, picked up his crate, and they carried it back. Like you trying to figure out what he's doing?
Yeah, he's over there. He's looking at you like, am I gonna get in trouble for getting out of the couch?
What are you doing? I'm just reading my books. You're reading your books? Yeah. Give me 5. Give me a hug. Fine then. That's all day. That's an all the time thing. Yeah.
Give me a hug. No.
Give me a hug. No. Okay.
But what really happened to Krillin? They stopped being so mentally smart. That's what I want to know, because if you look
letting
at Dragon
his
Ball Z,
guard down after beating one person would turn him into power.
because you look at Dragon Ball Z through Super and GT, he always gets his ass kicked. Like in Dragon Ball,
He doesn't even get smart. I mean, if we're bringing that up, he could have cut Frieza in 2 when he was, blinded by the solar flare, but no. Instead of using that brain, no, he's just like, yeah, flea time.
Well, when freaking Dodoria was chasing him down, he thought, the sun turned around, solar flare, blinded Dodoria, and he's like, I'm going to take advantage of this. He used his freaking head, and he ended up living. Who knows what would have happened if he ended up trying to face off against Dodoria?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of all the times you could have ended something incredibly fast by solar flare destructo disc.
Yeah. Probably could have weakened Nappa at the time.
For you.
Now,
Like,
But it's forgivable because through his non-big brain of not killing Frieza, we got to see Super Saiyan, so I'm chill with it.
but like all throughout Dragon Ball, Krillin was like really geniusly underhanded. He was always, using his head to get him out of, to make his workload a little bit easier.
It's
he
probably
could
why
never
he ended
grow
up
hair
weaker than
because he
Goku.
always wanted hair.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, when he wiped up 18, he got hair.
I know, right?
What does it take to get a wife? Stop training and grow hair.
Now,
Hair is weird.
one of my questions I have, you know how when we first meet Master Roshi is old, right?
Yeah.
How old is he, and how is he still that strong?
I think he's that strong because of that one plant that keeps him alive or something. I remember something about a plant keeping him alive for so long. Super.
I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember what they called it, but they had to collect a bunch of it as like a training thing.
I
And
don't
that's
think it
when
was
Krillin
that.
got over his fear
don't
of, getting bodied.
Yeah, but I don't think it was that plant though either.
I'm gonna play.
Because if you remember after Dragon Ball Z went to GT, they looked old as fuck, like skinny and everything.
Like honestly, I think he might be really old, but the reason why he's like in such good shape and he's a lot stronger is because he knows how to conserve his power.
That and he's able to buff up using his ki.
Yeah.
Well, that's because he releases his power.
Yeah.
Like fucking frail old, that we see throughout the whole series of Dragon Ball. That that could simply be how he looks when he's just turned his power off.
Yeah, and he can even release his power without having to go all buff.
But it's one of those like Master Roshi has always been one of those. How can I describe Master Roshi? He's the kind of character that I could see if there was like ever any human that would be able to obtain a Super Saiyan power or like a superhuman form that's similar to it's Master Roshi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's one of those, I mean, he's undersung. He's always kind of kept out of action unless it's like super important.
Like the power, tournament of power.
But
When Frieza came back to life and the Frieza Force was invading.
like all throughout Dragon Ball, you always see him send Goku and Krillin out to do stuff. And, he just sits back and reads his, magazines.
His nudie mags.
His nudie mag.
His totally for kids magazines.
Or if he got when launches there. Always trying to be a pervert with her.
Krillin, go do this. I will be reading these.
Uh-oh. Jake has that look on his face like...
I think one of my questions is definitely what brought you all to the series?
To the series?
Yeah.
Well,
I know for me, I had started watching Dragon Ball Z when I was like, because I'd come home from school and Toonami would be on, and like I remember when Toonami started and it aired Dragon Ball Z for the very first time, I was just like, this show looks awesome. It had my whole lineup, and I loved every single show. And with with all that, I was just like, these characters are awesome. There's action. I like this. I don't have to, it's not really boring. I know a lot of people kind of get mad that, it takes a while to power up, but when you're trying to, tap into some shit that's really hard to tap in, like
when you're trying to tap into a power level that's like over 1,000,000, and it's going to take a bit.
Well, you have to tap up just to power up.
No.
They power up for a reason. They power up. You have to use your emotion.
Well, unless it's Goten and Trunks when they first showed that they had achieved Super Saiyan.
That's true. Like, I don't even know how the fuck that happened. But
well, they showed Goten's story, but not Trunks's.
Well, I mean, even by showing you don't really learn. Like, I know they both say, they were playing and it happened, but how? I mean, but that's for next time. We're getting way away from the original Dragon Ball. But after I saw a few episodes of Z, I went back and I was like, this isn't the start. Because I had, done a little bit of searching around, and I was like, Dragon Ball Z, and then I'd seen Dragon Ball, and I was like, that's the one that's the start of it all. So I went in and I started watching it, and I was like, this all makes sense. Why Gohan and Z is named after, is named Gohan. Why Goku is always so enamored with the 4-star Dragon Ball. Why in the first episode of Z, he is talking about how the 4-star ball that he has on Gohan's head hat is so special. And I was like, none of this made sense before. And then I watched all of, Dragon Ball, and I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And then you meet, fucking Emperor Pilaf, his retarded ass. I mean, you gotta admire Pilaf's dedication,
Oh yeah.
Like, he was a real true villain throughout the whole.
Oh, we lost John.
We lost Ultra Warrior.
We lost Warrior. Let's see if he tries to join back in. But one of the things that I absolutely loved about this series is the characters might not be like personally relatable, but it's somebody, when you start watching it and you start, you watch more and more, you kind of start feeling what this character's feeling,
Yeah.
Especially in like, oh, there he is.
That was weird.
Lost you for a second. What'd you do?
Log me out.
We can't even hear you anymore, dude.
What?
We can barely hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes the headphones a bit.
Oh, okay. But no, like in the original series, you start watching all this stuff about how much Goku loved, Grandpa Gohan and all this stuff, and then you realize what happened, and then you go, oh shit. I don't even know if he realizes what he did, what happened. And it's one of those, like, when Goku realizes that he's losing that he lost Grandpa Gohan, you feel kind of what he feels. And I was just like, I can, feel what these characters are feeling. And that's one of the reasons why I love the series. Is all throughout the whole series, you can see what the characters are going through, how they, grow and develop and all this stuff. And there really is some good character development if you just quit bitching about how long it takes for somebody to like power up and shit.
Or animation inconsistencies when it comes to the later series.
Now, to answer your question on my part, Ultra, is I was 4 or 5 years old. I was coming home from pre-K, and my dad was sitting there watching the first episode of Dragon Ball Z with his buddy Chuck. Being a little kid, I was like, Dad, what are you watching? He's like, I don't know. The show just came on. I was flipping through the channels and I saw nothing but action. And so saw Raditz versus Goku. We started watching it until like the Buu saga. Then my dad grew out of it, but I was still into it. But I didn't watch the original Dragon Ball until basically after Dragon Ball Z, because then Toonami started playing the original Dragon Ball, and I started watching it. One of my favorite episodes is still to this day is Goku versus Mr. Roshi in the martial arts tournament.
That is a good one.
Watching how powerful Master Roshi is compared to Goku as a kid. And ever since, I still recall to that fight. Goku versus Master Roshi.
Yeah. It was a great fight, too.
What about you? What's your answer to your own question, bud?
When I first started, the entirety of the series, I started on Dragon Ball Z Kai instead of Dragon Ball Z because it wasn't airing Z anymore. It was only airing the Kai version because that was the version without any filler and all that.
Without everything.
And I was like,
the blood and the gore and everything else. All the good stuff.
Yeah. And I was like, this story seems completely incomplete. And then I spent a long time on different websites trying to find, first off, the original Dragon Ball Z, because I figured Dragon Ball Z Kai, it sounds like it sounds like something's added on there.
Yeah.
And then I stumbled upon Dragon Ball Z, and I watched that with all the filler and gore and swear words, and was like, oh, this is good, but I still feel like it's missing something. And then I finally, when I was around 14 years old, found the original Dragon Ball series, and I watched that
4 years ago
entirety.
for you. 2 years? Oh, I thought you were 18.
No, I'm 16. I found the original Dragon Ball series, and I watched that too in its entirety, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And then just a year later, finished everything else that I could of it. Dragon Ball Super Broly, amazing.
We'll get to that. Don't worry.
Oh, I know.
You keep me started
We
again.
gotta go in order, man. We can't just, we've been jumping around from show to show to
I know.
show.
I just wanted to say that was an amazing movie.
I gotta, what did you guys even bother to watch any of the original Dragon Ball when before we started this?
No. I've been stuck on
thought about it, but I thought about it, but I was watching too many animes already. I couldn't rewatch something else.
Yeah.
Don't watch it on Hulu.
I don't have Hulu.
I'm just saying.
I use an anime app.
I went to put on I wanted to watch Pirates of the Caribbean, and Amanda's like, "Why don't you put on Dragon Ball since you're going to be talking about it today?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't think about that." So I went to put it on Hulu, and I thought Hulu had dubbed so that I could, listen to what was going on and get this all set up. And
Japanese.
It's only subbed.
I started playing it, and I heard all the music and everything, and I was like, okay, so it's probably just the show that's, the intro that's subbed. And then I looked over, and I saw the subtitles pop up, and I'm like, fuck. Don't tell me that this whole damn show on Hulu is sub.
Well, it's kind of hard right now to find even the original Dragon Ball dubbed anymore unless you buy it on Blu-ray or DVD.
Not even.
Or you
shit.
have an app
Xbox.
for it.
Yeah.
Then just me with the anime app.
I could get Like I've got the first season of Z on Xbox. I could find all 5 seasons of the original Dragon Ball on there.
Yeah,
too.
I forget. No, but at the time before we had Xbox and Xbox 360, before they started putting movies and stuff on the consoles, it was hard to find even on Netflix when you can rent DVDs and Blu-rays at the time.
I mean, I wonder if I wouldn't mind watching the whole show all over again, dubbed. I don't mind sub. I really don't. If I can sit down and listen, or if I can sit down and read it, make sure I'm not missing anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'll listen to, I'll watch subbed anime all day.
Mm-hmm.
But because
Yeah.
you got Chitlin 1 and Chitlin 2, it's kind of hard to be able to sit down and read anything.
Yeah.
Let alone subtitles. It's even hard for me sometimes to watch Food Wars because I only watch it subbed.
God, the food gasms.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, the app that I use
season.
has the dubbed.
Nice. Very nice.
Anime Online, it's in like its 4th iteration because it keeps getting removed from the app store, so they keep having you update which version you're on. And so it doesn't show that I watched the entire show. No, I have to. The recent shows that I've rewatched for a while ago include the episodes where Goku gets engaged to Chi-Chi again. All that. Man, I love how the brief explanation for how they got married is, I hit her once, she got unconscious, and then we got married.
But I also find it funny that throughout the whole entire Dragon Ball Z, and everything else, that they've never kissed. Chi-Chi and Goku.
I really hope that they had a traditional type wedding where they had to kiss at the end of it because, and I'm just hoping Goku just doesn't know what the word for it is. Considering he didn't know what a bride was, he didn't even know what marriage was. He thought it was some kind of food.
I didn't even know what a fucking car was. Like,
he also didn't know what a vagina was, but we're not going to talk about that.
No, he doesn't know what a girl is. Because girls don't have tails.
And then, like I was saying though, how did Chi-Chi trick Goku into doing it? To deceive Gohan.
It sounds
like
sensual.
Like, hey Goku, I got some special training for you.
I'm so training for you. Just stick that in there.
Going down? Yeah. Okay. Get down. One.
Just makes me think to the abridged where Goku pops into Bulma's lab and is like, Bulma, sex makes babies.
I love abridged. I absolutely love every abridged episode I've ever seen. It's probably one of my favorite ways. Like, it's not my all-time favorite way to watch Dragon Ball Z, but it's great. It's fucking funny. Like, Team Fortress, they knew what they were doing, so.
It was a little heavier than I thought it would.
But unfortunately, they had to end it.
Mm-hmm. Because of Akira.
Huh?
Is that because of Akira tone?
No. Just it's think of a musician that you see on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing his music just to play his music and have fun. That's what they started, Dragon Ball Z abridged as. But with its success and its popularity, everybody started wanting more and more episodes. They wanted them to continue the whole series. Hold on.
Wow, we've already been live for 40 minutes.
But no, with the success and the popularity of it, it started getting more and more demand for them to actually continue the whole series. Well, eventually it just got to the point where they basically got burnt out. They don't want it. Like, it's not that they can't do it anymore. It's that they really just don't want to do it anymore because it's not fun to them.
Yeah.
Now, I got a second question for everybody. What was your favorite fight in Dragon Ball? I already explained mine.
Ooh.
Fight in Dragon Ball. Shit.
Mine has to be Goku versus Piccolo Jr.
It's like everybody's, though.
I already said mine.
Yeah. But if I had to choose one that wasn't that, I would say Tien versus Mercenary Tao.
That was a good fight.
That was
a very good fight. I'd have to say mine.
But Ultra, you didn't explain why, though.
Well, if I were to explain the Piccolo Jr. versus Goku, that would have to be because of the significance of the battle and how Goku's sparing Piccolo actually affected him. Like, it doesn't seem like it did, but you can tell later on just how much of an effect that had on him.
See, I know one of mine is Goku versus Tien in the martial arts tournament.
Ooh. Kid Goku or adult Goku?
Adult Goku.
No, okay. Teenage Goku, kind of.
And that's because when you look, like, when Goku ends up, like, taking all of his weighted armor off, like his weighted training gear and everything, you see how much he really improved. You see how much faster he got. You see how much stronger he actually is. How much more accurate he is with his strikes. Tien, like, he picked up all of Goku's training gear, and he's just like, what the hell? How can you move in this?
How can you move so fast in this?
Like, I was watching that whole fight, and I was just like, yeah, Goku stepped it up a notch. And then
couple notches, actually.
I'm gonna go with one of my backups, and it's Kid Goku versus Demon King Piccolo. The final fight between them.
That was a good fight.
So that fight right there, that was a good fight. I actually I loved how that fight played out, and I love how it ended. And with all of that, it kind of sparked the drive for Piccolo Jr. to kind of like focus his sights on Goku a little bit and have a reason to not like him. It's not, it's not the original Dragon Ball movie Broly where,
you cried, so therefore I hate you.
Basically mad at Goku because he was crying a lot.
So,
3 hours.
Demon King Piccolo was, like Piccolo Jr. saw Goku basically just tear a hole in his fucking father. And so with all that comes, fucking Inigo Montoya, you killed my father, prepare to die. Well, look how that turned out for him.
Yeah. Like I already said, my first fight was Goku versus Master Roshi in a martial arts tournament. But if I had to use my backup,
Jackie Chun.
Yeah, Jackie Chun. Sorry. Jackie Chun. Now, my second fight would be Kid Goku versus Mercenary Tao. Can't forget that fight.
Goku has a huge kill list now that you really think about it.
Because back then he didn't have really dead though. You gotta remember that.
No, what I mean is like the amount of people that he would have had to either like kill or if you count them as just unconscious. I count them as dead, like the Red Ribbon Army.
That's a huge. Huge
That's
list
a
right there.
huge. I don't kill people. Things back to Dragon Ball days.
But yeah, remember who has the bigger kill list than he does as a
I
kid?
mean,
Vegeta.
yeah,
Blowing up planets, killing all those innocent people as a kid.
yeah.
Not even his
Not
adult
wrong.
self.
You're not wrong. See, I had another question, and I was just trying to freaking remember.
Should have written it down, Jake.
I should have. Well, this isn't one that I was thinking of it overnight,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to figure out how I could actually, work it in. And I had it down. I just
See, well, it's funny. I just came up with that second question during our whole entire stream because I knew it was going to stump a lot of people. Because there are so many good fights throughout Dragon Ball that made you think. Which one was your favorite? Which one was your backup favorite?
Yeah. Tien versus Mercenary Tao has to be my second favorite, just because it shows how much Tien is as a person in all aspects,
oh yeah.
and just how scummy Tao is.
Mm-hmm.
Super Dodon Ray doesn't do anything.
Have you had any views or comments?
We've got one person watching us right now. No comments though.
I haven't seen any live comments.
You
were just advertised on Galen's thing too.
Nice. Galen just did some advertising for us on his stream.
Nice.
Oh, son of a bitch. I'm trying to remember.
It'd be cool to have billboard advertisement.
Well, do you got $10 to billboard it on
It
Facebook?
only takes 10?
Yeah, it takes 10 to reach over 1,000 people.
Neat.
Let's see. Oh. If you were in the Dragon Ball universe,
Mm-hmm.
just Dragon Ball, and you were given the option to train under Popo, Mr. Popo, Korin, Master Roshi, or the fuck is the Crane School douchebag's name?
I don't remember. 10 or something?
Master Chen?
Yeah, Mr. Chen.
Chen.
I would say Master Roshi. And I'll be honest.
Roshi.
Roshi?
Yeah.
Y'all some fools, man. I'd want to train for Mr. Popo. Think about it. He's been around longer than Master Roshi has.
He may be there around there longer, but you gotta remember, Master Roshi, first Goku went to Master Roshi to get trained, right? Learned the Kamehameha, learned a lot of other techniques. Then he gets trained by Korin, and then by Mr. Popo.
Popo teaches him to be faster than lightning, and I wouldn't want to have to deal with lightning.
Yeah.
And
At
die.
first, I would want to learn the basics from Master Roshi.
I
Then
mean,
make my
if I
way
could
up.
choose to go to others, I would then go to Popo because I could maybe survive lightning with Ki. I don't know.
I mean,
Because at first you're starting out as a regular person. You don't know what ki is. You don't know what energy is. You don't know any of that.
You don't know how to just go.
You don't even know how to do a ki blast until you meet Master Roshi. You gotta remember that.
what I mean.
Oh,
So
no
I would
one
go to
can
Master
even
Roshi
train
first,
Shadow.
then Mr. Popo.
I mean, if I wanted to learn how to fly, then maybe I'd go to
No.
Master Chen. But you know,
Put 4 pepperonis in there and some cheese.
But if I had to choose an ultimate master from Dragon Ball out of the 4, I wouldn't choose any of them. I would choose Tien.
You give me some cheese. Pepperoni. Don't give me some pepperoni, bro.
Because
if I had to choose
you gotta remember though, during the saga where they had to deal with fighting the Crane School, who took over the Crane School, and that was Tien. So after all that, I wouldn't even consider Master Chen a master anymore. I would consider it Tien because you remember he took over after, and I would choose Tien as a master for anyone else because he
If I had to
would
choose an
he
alternate,
would choose you how to tell you how to fly, speed, strength.
if I had to choose an alternate that wasn't any of those 5, because I'm going to count Dan, I'd go with Whis.
I think everyone would choose Whis.
I choose Whis mainly because I know how to strike, but learning how to dodge would probably be better.
Whis wasn't in Dragon Ball.
Nope.
Dragon Ball Super. We're trying to keep.
I know. That's why I said out of any of the 5.
That's why I kept Whis out of it because
I
if
know.
we were to go to Super, yeah, everyone's going to choose Whis.
But if I'm not allowed to choose Whis, I'd go Goku.
I mean, I kind of like how Lupin went. Going with Tien. I think it'd be kind of interesting to learn from Tien. But I got a good question for you guys. When did Goku actually learn how to fly?
I think
I remember in Dragon Ball Z, he really couldn't fly at all because he was using Nimbus at the first part of Z, if you remember that.
Exactly. When did Goku actually learn how to fly?
Probably in the other world.
Think when he was going on Snake Way, it seemed like he was attempting to try to use it.
Gliding.
So I get the feeling that, what I'm trying to say is I'm thinking that he was probably doing that and trying to figure out how to use his ki to fly, if that makes any sense.
I think it was from King Kai.
Because it is.
Do.
It is after he comes back from King Kai that he really does it.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was from King Kai himself. Because King Kai taught him Kaioken, Spirit Bomb. But before those two, he probably taught him how to fly. But you don't really get to see that because most of the training, after he does all the tests, is not there. So during the training, he could have been, okay, I can teach you something real quick, like flying, and then we'll get you to Kaioken and then Spirit Bomb.
That makes sense. But because it's just hilarious, throughout the whole Dragon Ball show, he relies so heavily on Nimbus, or the Capsule Corp ships that Bulma has, and all the while, Mercenary Tao, he doesn't really fly. He, jumps on it. But give me a piece of pepperoni, dude. I don't want that one to be in your mouth. You have a new one.
It was nice to see Nimbus again later in the series, though. Not gonna say anything more than that.
I would love to have Nimbus. Nimbus is dope.
Oh yeah.
Don't put it on my desk. Put it back on the table. Go put it back on the table. Go put it back on the table. Can I have a piece?
I got a good question for the two of you.
Huh?
I got a good question for you.
What's up?
When was Goku able to fully control his ki throughout Dragon Ball? Because as you can remember, at first he always had troubles with the Kamehameha, even after he learned it.
I think he probably got that control when training under either Popo or Kami. Or even Korin.
Proper control when he was training with Popo.
Because at first you're like, he learned it, but it's not as powerful as Master Roshi's or anyone else's.
He also didn't have the power level of, he also wasn't able to generate the full power that Master Roshi was.
Yeah. When he first started out, he was only able to break a car door.
I'm sorry. I love how we mentioned the word Mr. Popo, and Mr. Popo appears online for Xbox.
Which one of you maggots called my name?
All right, maggots, listen up. Popo is about to teach you the pecking order.
It goes you, the dirt, the worms in the dirt, Popo stool, call me, Popo.
Did you tell us about it?
But let's like trying to remember. I had something I wanted for this, and it's on my phone, and my phone's dead right now. Oh, Dragon Ball Dream matches. Who would you put against who? And who do you think would win?
It'd be funny to see Popo versus Krillin. But that's a stupid one.
For me, it would be Popo versus Mr. Roshi.
Popo versus Master Roshi?
Yeah.
Who do you think would win?
Sadly to say, Popo.
Well, yeah, it's Mr. Popo.
I think the only time he's really lost was against Boo.
See, mine. This is gonna be really weird to say. Mine is Kami human. So Kami when he's in disguise. Versus I think it was Yamcha. Because when you look like honestly, and I'd have to give it to Kami, of course. But when you look at the fight, you look at the character that Kami looked like during that whole tournament, and then you got Yamcha, cocky, arrogant, fruity boy. I'm this strong and I can do this. And,
Don't remind me of that, Yamcha.
Fist and like you watch him do all this stuff. I'm this, I'm that, and then you watch him get beat by this scrawny professor-looking dude, and it's just like,
You ain't shit.
you really aren't as good as you thought you were, are you?
I'm trying to get a laugh out of everyone for this fight. Turtle versus Yamcha.
Come on, that's unfair to Yamcha.
So,
I
Nero,
mean-
what are your thoughts about Turtle versus Yamcha?
We never give Yamcha enough credit.
You never get Turtle enough credit either.
It's because Turtle's smart.
It's weird to hear Turtle is smart.
Turtle's smart.
I know. I'm just thinking of a normal turtle beating a grown man.
Yamcha was the first to die because he was being stupid.
See, with
Um,
a
think
younger
my-
Yamcha, I think Turtle would win.
I
Because
think my
back in the day, Yamcha was too cocky for his own being.
The only thing I didn't get done today besides finishing art is exercise.
I think my dream fight would have to be Piccolo Jr. versus Tien. I mean, I know who would win and all, but
Yeah.
I still would love. I would still love to see that.
Well, I mean, that would be an interesting fight.
It would be.
We really don't know who would win in that fight.
I'd have to give it to Piccolo Jr.
I mean, it's a possibility. I'd honestly probably say Tien.
I was going to say Tien as well.
Hmm.
Now, I have another good fight.
The big reason why is Tien had formal training.
Piccolo Jr. didn't.
Piccolo Jr. is just, he just fights off of instinct. Whereas Tien knows techniques. He knows the Dodon Ray. He knows the Tri-Beam. He has all these different techniques that he can use. He's got the I can't remember if he had his Triform or not
Probably.
in Dragon Ball.
Now, here's another match I
Like,
was
if you
thinking.
pull out all of those and fucking all three TNs with Dodon Ray or fucking Tri-Beam,
Tri-Beam.
you don't stand a chance.
No. I mean,
Tico.
sorry to say it like this. Yes, I'm maybe skipping a little. But look how he held down Cell's second form with this Tri-Beam. He wasn't that strong at the time TN wasn't. And he was holding down second form Cell every single time with a Tri-Beam.
Even by the time he faced off against second form Cell and Z, he already had enough time to, kind of train and increase his power exponentially. So, between, OG Dragon Ball TN
And Z.
ZTN and Cell Saga, it was one of those TN and Dragon Ball was still learning. He was still a pupil of the Crane School. And then TN and Z and Cell Saga, he's basically already done. He's done, graduated, got his shit together, and he's just like, watch Tri-Beam.
Yep.
Whereas, in
Kikoho.
OG, in original Dragon Ball, he has to actually put, effort into his Tri-Beam.
Mm.
He has to try and, focus on his Tri-Beam. He's still learning. So, granted, he was very much still a pupil. He was powerful. He was very powerful. I want to say, I think his power level was around 250 or 300.
I think it was around 350, 400 at that time.
Was it 350 or 4?
Yeah.
I thought it was 250 to 3.
Because as regular Dragon Ball, when you first meet TN, it's around 253. But when Piccolo Jr. comes around, he would still be training at that time. So it would be already around 354.
Okay.
But the next match I would say would be teenage Chi-Chi versus Bulma.
Do we even need to say?
Well, you really never really knew at that point because, a lot of people's heads were like, what if those two got into a fight? Because at first they didn't really like each other either.
Hold on.
What are your thoughts on that, Ultra?
Fucking wow.
My thoughts. I don't really know what to say.
That's just great. That's great.
It is.
But
I forgot about that moment with Goku's derpy face.
Ox King versus Roshi.
Roshi. Huh?
Are you sure?
Yeah, especially if Mr. Roshi had to go into his full power state. Yeah, remember, we barely saw that form. So we didn't really know back in OG Dragon Ball what his full power state how powerful he could be. Yes,
we knew that a singular Kamehameha could blow up an entire mountain and blow up the moon.
But you gotta remember, Ox King may have the size and strength, but Master Roshi is agile. He can go full power and use a Kamehameha like that, and probably could really destroy Ox King at that time. Because we don't really know anything about Ox King either back in OG Dragon Ball.
I mean, we know he's big. and he has an axe.
That's it. We didn't really see him fight that much or nothing. Yeah, I can't do anything to stop the fire around my island to get to my home. Who goes and bails them out? Roshi.
Without even needing the
Probably one of
leaf.
the things that I absolutely loved about the original Dragon Ball series is Roshi was a lot more of a big. Like a lot of times, if they were like if Goku and Krillin were in some pretty big trouble, you would see Roshi show up.
Yep.
And help in some way, shape, or form. But like, you are right about Roshi's smaller, quicker, a little bit. Ox King does have the strength and the size, but yeah, Roshi does have the stature, the speed,
The experience of fighting and
the experience. Yeah.
The fact that the Ox King is. Couldn't the Ox King learn from Roshi?
Thank you.
Remembering that wrong.
I think you remember that long.
That's good.
Because at first you thought Ox King was this, mean asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Then you finally get to meet him, and he's this nice, gentle person.
It's a family man.
Yeah.
Family.
So that's why I think Master Roshi would win, because the nice, gentle Ox King would be like, oh.
Well, you got to think though, like even into Z. Oh, I mean, even in OG, Goku is always a kind-hearted soul.
Yep.
Goku has always been kind-hearted. He's always been very caring. He's always been,
But that's through all the series, like Dragon Ball Z, Super, GT. He's always been that kind of person.
And he's
until he blew up.
And he's with Goku. Goku was basically an Ox King, but thinner and stronger and
way stronger.
Yeah.
Stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger.
But that's why I chose Master Roshi, because Master Roshi has the battle experience. He has the stamina.
Ox King looks like he'd get tired after a bit. I will be right back.
He really does. He really does. Throws one damn punch at. You missed a peeker on the corner.
Sorry. I was
It's
talking about
precisely
that.
because you've got a fat head that we were able to see you.
Tell Galen I said, he's a bitch.
James says he's a bitch.
I ain't no bitch. That's what he calls you. He has no right to call me a bitch.
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 Bruh. But like I was saying though, Master Roshi has the experience with battle through the tournaments and throughout his entire life. He has the stamina, the speed, his full power, which makes him all muscular, and he's still fast and everything. Ox King, he just got his size and strength.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying Master Roshi would win that fight no matter what.
Probably, yeah.
Where did Ultra go?
No, go take it back to the table, bud. Thank you, though. Here, go put it back on the table. Go put it back on the table.
Oh, there he is. He returns.
Okay, this is something that's always confused me. But how in the world was Goku able to fly with his tail?
Yeah, he just swung it around.
But how did he spin it in such a way that it would grant flight? It looks like the way that he did it would hurt the skeletal structure of his tail, would it not?
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It's just always confused me.
Like Tails from Sonic.
Yeah.
I mean, I excuse that as just kid shit.
I don't know that one.
It's an anthropomorphic fox and an anthropomorphic hedgehog that runs faster than the speed of sound. And you ask about the physics of one anthropomorphic tails?
You got a little kid with a tail who turns into a giant ape.
I mean, you've got an 8-year-old that can reprogram a supercomputer with nothing but dishwashing detergent and a toothpick. Or build a fucking TV out of paper clips. Yeah, apparently Tails has made a TV out of paper clips, which is interesting. Just imagine, you just walk home, turn on your TV, it's like, I wonder what's on the paperclip channel. Or the other paperclip channel. Oh, wait, this TV is just paperclips.
I can't think of any more questions.
I can't really think of any either.
Because we did cover a lot. Like, we covered fights, we covered corn, we covered...
Here's a question. Do you think Dre will actually get in here?
Who, Vital? No.
Yeah.
He would have already been here by now. It's already been like almost an hour and 15 minutes.
It's been about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he makes it next Wednesday. I would like to see Vital.
But, I mean, Wednesday's episode is going to be a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. Because we got a lot to cover.
Everybody has seen, I hope everybody has seen Z. And Wednesday we're going to be covering Z.
Same time, 3:30.
Yep.
All right, because I got physical therapy in the morning, and then around like 1 o'clock I got a doctor's appointment on Wednesday.
But no, like that's one of the downsides of the original Dragon Ball is there's really not. There's only 6 seasons that you can talk about.
Yeah.
And each all the seasons really aren't as long as Z.
Nope.
I do have one last question. What the fuck does Chi-Chi see in Goku at all in the series?
Fighter.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Maybe she's secretly a warrior species too.
Like the world's best fighter. So they could.
Jeez.
Now, I do got a serious question.
They're looking at each other and laughing at each other.
Sounds like what my dad does with my siblings.
This is like a what if question.
Ooh, okay.
What if, before Z, the Saiyans invaded Earth? What would happen?
Well, Raditz wouldn't really be able to grab anything to make Goku go to him. Besides maybe, I don't know, Krillin for whatever reason, but Krillin would just break out of the pod anyway.
You gotta remember.
I've got a good Dragon Ball question. It's not a actual series right now, but I really, really wish it was. What do you guys think of Dragon Ball Sai?
I've never heard of Dragon Ball Sai.
Never heard of Sai?
No, what's that one?
So I suggest looking into it and reading it. It's a manga.
You kind of froze there.
Dragon Ball Sai tells the story of Vegeta being the one sent to Earth instead of Goku.
That.
Ah.
Yeah, it'd be crazy to see like Goku go to Earth and fight Vegeta.
It would be weird.
That would just, you guys should read it. It's fucking great.
I can't remember. Doesn't Goku actually fight Vegeta as like an evil Saiyan in that one?
Yeah,
I can't remember who wins.
Vegeta.
Oh, weird twist of fate.
Well, because you gotta remember though, even though if it was switched,
No,
Vegeta would still have a higher power level because
go sit.
one, he still, the Prince of Saiyans, still had a higher power level than Goku at the time when they were first born.
Yeah.
And throughout the training for Master Roshi and all them, if it was the opposite, Vegeta would be 10 times stronger than all the villains they faced, like King Piccolo and everyone else. So the roles may be reversed, but Vegeta would still be stronger than anyone on Earth.
And that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I like it. Is the roles, like, it's not just the fact that the roles are reversed. There's different elements of the story that kind of play differently.
Mhm.
You guys should read it. It's a really, really, really good read.
All right.
Does
I think
Vegeta still hook up with Bulma?
I want to say like 6 books, 6
Mhm.
manga series, the 6-book set. It's really, really good. But
Any other questions?
I am gonna say I don't have any.
I don't have any. Ultra?
No.
Well, we ain't got no more questions. We don't have anybody watching us right now.
No.
So
That's unfortunate.
it is.
Probably because people are more interested in stuff like Z and shit. Which is
Well, we're not
Ugh.
even really, this is our first actual broadcast. We're not.
I know.
But
I'm talking about the person who left.
But for now, until next time, we are Nerds Corner. I'm Nero Valentine.
I'm Midnight Lupin.
I'm Ultra Warrior.
We're going to catch you guys next week on Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Take care, you guys. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
Yep.